Dear Christal, brought to you by Uniball. Start your story. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Dear Christal, and I am so excited because we have another handwritten letter. This comes from Ashley, and she says, "Hi, Christal. Hey, Ashley. I hope this note finds you well. I'm so sorry you've been struggling. I'm there with you. I hope you like these and find them helpful. Sending joy and peace your way, Ashley." Okay, Ashley sent goodies, and first of all, thank you, Ashley, for writing in. You guys know I love handwritten letters, and she sent me some goodies. You guys have just been sending me the most amazing goodies. So she sent me these stickers, "Don't Should on Yourself," which is in the poop emoji, but like colorful, which I love. And then "I am enough," which is in French, but it makes sense. I am enough. And then we have this keychain. She was talking to me in my inbox. Actually, she reached out to me about grounding. And have you guys heard of what grounding is? Let's take a look at these goodies here. So first of all, I'm going to start with distortive thoughts, and then go into what the grounding techniques are. So on one side of the keychain, there are these little images here. Hopefully you can see all of that. And this card explains everything that these images represent. And so we have at the top the zebra, which is black and white thinking, polarized thoughts where things are either very good or very bad. So when I was looking up what grounding is and just talking about what distortive thoughts are also known as cognitive distortions, which are biased mental filters or thought patterns that can cause people to see reality in inaccurate ways. These distortions can be common and difficult to manage and can contribute to mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, which you guys know I talk about that a lot as a mental health advocate, as someone who deals with depression and anxiety and is currently in therapy, and just finding ways to deal with it personally, but also sharing through my heartfelt and lighthearted, silly content, helping those who are also going through those things. And so with the zebra, the black and white thinking, it is polarized thought where things are either very good or very bad. And so I know for me, what I have a tendency to do is I will think of these extremes. I've always really, really struggled with finding that middle ground where, most of the time things are right in the middle. But for me, in my brain, I'm always like, oh my gosh, it's really fantastic, or it's really bad. And that can be super exhausting to have those two different extremes go through your brain, because you either have a really, really high or a really, really low. And that can be not only exhausting to us who are experiencing it, but also to those who are around us, because they don't know how to manage those emotions. Anything could come and throw us off. And so when we acknowledge the fact that we're dealing with the zebra thinking, we have to understand and look at the situation for what it is, right? 9 times out of 10, any situation that you're faced with is kind of in the middle. There are maybe some unsavory or, unwanted properties to that particular situation, but there are probably also some favorable things. Like, for example, if we take a situation that seems super, super bad, right? Let's say you get into a car accident. That's obviously super traumatic. It's really, really bad. But, you walk away with no broken bones and no scratches, no bruises. Yeah, it really sucks that you had that traumatic experience and now your car needs work, but you're alive. You're okay. It could have ended your life, whatever it is. Maybe you're late to work. That sucks. But, you have paid time off or sick leave or, different things in place. You have car insurance. It's not always all bad. So just bringing it back down to a very neutral place and really looking at the reality of the situation. The second thing is the heart thought bubble. So that's right up here. And the heart thought bubble is emotional reasoning, the belief that feeling is fact, trusting emotions over evidence. And this is something that I usually say to people who are dealing with maybe loved ones in a hospital. I have had that a lot, and shout out to my sister Stephanie, who just rang her bell for finishing her last radiation. It's been a really tough time for my family, and I've alluded to that in content over the last year or so, after losing my sister Karen, our oldest sister, to colon cancer almost 8 years ago. To see my middle sister Stephanie be diagnosed with breast cancer was just super devastating, right? And immediately my brain went to, oh my gosh, am I going to have to lose another sister? And I can't deal with that, right? But I had to remind myself with this emotional reasoning. Feeling is not fact. So just because I feel the same feelings and the same fear and all of those emotions are rushing back into my head, I have to look at the facts of it. The fact is that they found the cancer early. The fact is that it is treatable. They have a treatment plan. The fact is that she is getting help. Yes, she needs help, but she's also getting help, which is a good thing. The third thing, sorry guys, is filtering, which is the filter right here. Okay, so mental filtering, ignoring all the good evidence and only focusing on the negative. I don't know if you guys are guilty of this, but I am certainly guilty of this. Sometimes it's just so easy to magnify the bad, right? Like, why do we do that? When a lot of times there's almost just as much good as there is bad. We just have to open our minds up to see it. So in that same type of situation, like, yes, it absolutely sucks that my sister had to have cancer, especially after we already lost a sister to cancer. But again, the good evidence that I'm looking at, again, not feelings, but evidence, is that she had a treatment plan in place. She had time and the space and the availability to be able to get it treated. It wasn't a super fast growing tumor, so they were able to aggressively attack it. And now there is no evidence of cancer in her body. So just reminding myself that I have to not filter everything through the negative lens of what I've experienced in the past, but to remind myself that there is good evidence. All right, the fourth thing is the magnifying glass, which is right there. The magnifying glass, magnification, or catastrophizing, exaggerating the negative information or outcomes. Now, in addition to focusing and magnifying on the negative things, we have a tendency to exaggerate things. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because sometimes it's like, you know, if you get into an argument with a friend and the argument could be, it just irritates you. It rubs you the wrong way, and something happened where you're just like, oh, you know, my friend said that they didn't like my outfit, but now all of a sudden it's like, my friend said that I was just this ugly, you know, frumpy girl who had no sense of taste and who's gonna be alone forever. My friend didn't say all of those things. My friend said she didn't like my outfit, and it's okay if she doesn't like my outfit. It's also okay if it hurt my feelings a little bit, but it's not the end of the world, and I can't exaggerate what she said, right? So bringing ourselves right back down to reality and really pinpointing what actually happened and how to deal with that thing. And then the last thing is the kangaroo, which is right there. So that is jumping to conclusions, of course, because we know kangaroos jump or hop, whichever. Drawing conclusions, usually negative, from incomplete data or evidence. So all of these things, you see the theme that's running here, is this understanding that we don't have all the information, and we tend to draw conclusions and jump to conclusions without all the information, and that's how you topple over. When you don't have a firm foundation to jump on, it's like hopping on a box, on a cardboard box, and you just jump from one box to another. You're going to fall through because it's not solid. We don't have all the information. It's not stable. Now, if we flip it over, we have what is called grounding techniques. Grounding is a set of techniques that can help people reconnect with the present moment, especially when their minds are feeling adrift. It can be used to help people cope with stress, anxiety, overwhelming feelings, and especially helpful for people with PTSD or dissociative symptoms. Now, there is a box here that goes in a certain way. The box has all these arrows. And so the technique is a breathing exercise. And what you do, you start at a corner and you inhale and trace the border, and then exhale at the same corner. So we'll do it together. Let's try it. We're going to inhale. And we're going to exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. All right. And then centering is to find or label 5 things to see, which is the eye, 4 things to touch, 3 things to hear, 2 things to smell, and 1 thing to taste. Now, you could probably go and do those things, or you could just identify things in a room. And again, these are all things that bring you, that recenter you, that take you out of this cloudy headspace and just bring you back to the present moment. And then for the tassel, you can put your favorite scent perfume or essential oil and carry the scent with you. I love this because I'm a big scent person. Scents can like completely change my whole thought process and like calm me down. So I like to keep fragrant lotion or body butter or like lavender oil or something that's really calming, eucalyptus, on me at all times. So I'm definitely going to put my favorite scent on here and then just smell it. And because right now I have like this really fragrant body butter on my hands, and it calms me before I start shooting content. So this is really great. And then the last thing is to know you matter and can do hard things. Be gentle on yourself. How great is this? I absolutely love this. There is a crisis hotline if you're going through a crisis. I just want to say thank you so much, Ashley, for sharing this with me and with my audience. Let me know in the comments if you guys have heard of grounding, if you tried it, how effective it has been, and I hope that this is helpful for you. It's definitely about to be helpful for me so that I can get out of my head and keep it pushing. So again, if you all have any questions or, this, she wasn't asking for advice. She gave advice, which was great, and I just wanted to add a little more context. But if you all have anything you want to share with me or anything you want to send me or any questions you want to ask, please send more letters. I love talking to you guys, and I can't wait to share more. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Send in your letter for some fun advice at mydearchristal@gmail.com.